Vue is can generate a large amount of the forest with the plants and apply it unique type of the plants and species. This is one of the unique and strongest parts of the Vue. So example, right here we have a plant species. So let's look closer on them. You can right click to open visual browsers where you can have a different type of the plant species from aquatic, bushes, flowers, prehistorical, sci-fi, normal, different grass as well. With a Vue and availability for a long time, you have a large amount of those plants also available for additional purchase on through the cornucopia or another vendors. This is not just a model, it's unique to the Vue type of the objects because these objects can interact with the wind and other properties. For example, we can create a huge field of the grass, enable wind, and grass will affect to the wind with a breeze or a move or other options. So let's go ahead and we'll select the tree. Okay. I'm going to select a primitive, maybe maple tree. We'll go open. The next, this is species of the using species of the maple tree to create it. So next time, if I'm just go left click, it will create another tree, same maple tree, but you notice a little bit different, same different branches. It's using same algorithm template for the tree, but a randomizing is using different looking trees. So same species, different tree. And when I edit, you can see it will create a different looking tree. Depend on a species of the tree, it will create from anywhere from 10 maybe to 25 different type by using different template, different type, what is meaning how the branches will go. However, after some time, it's maybe start a little bit repeating look. However, because additional options can randomizing, you can have a very large amount of total different looking trees when you're creating forest. Let's look a little bit closer on the plants. You can access the plant editor by selecting the plant, right click and go to edit object. Same way you can access through the object edit or through the world browser by going and edit object. Right here you can see we have it plant editor. Okay, let's overlook this interface very fast. So right here we have it render previews. We have it also preview options. We can create a new plant species. We can save the plant. This does not save or create plant species. It's create just a plant itself. Okay. Next, we also right here, if you want to create a species, we have it loaded species and save as a species. So, for example, if you take maple tree and base it on the structure, you want to create your own tree, you can go inside, create and save a species itself. Okay. We also have it modifying and responding to the wind our plant. We have it undo, redo, as well the frame, zoom in, zoom out, increase, simplify plane by the polygons or increasing. Inside the preview windows, it also work as usual. If you right click and hold it, you can rotate. If you shift click and right, you can pan. Control and right click will zoom in and out. So you can use it your mouse or you can use it options available on the top bar. We also can export the plan as any object. In this case, if you want it used in another application, however, exporting as different object will remove any ability to influence by wind or respond to other options that will be enabled in a Vue for this plant. So one thing, just again, pointing, this is not just an object inside the Vue, it's a specific application, specific add-on, how they will respond and affect with other parameters inside the Vue. So it's more than just an object. And in this case, if you import another plant from different application, for example, X-Frog, it won't respond to the wind. So if you mix them together, apply wind, you will notice some plants that are Vue native will respond kind of bend, moving, and some plants will stay static. So pay attention when you mix them inside the ecosystem. Okay, on our left side, we have it preset for the trunks. And normally two different. You notice right here we have the leaves and we have our trunk. Currently our trunk have only one subset. And if we going and select a little bit more complex tree, for example, let me select large European. Okay, so create it right here. We go edit this plant. Because it's set up by different template, right here you'll notice we have it more subsets. So we not just have it one like with our maple tree, we have it different, and you can select each individual of them and modify the properties, the length, how tall it is, fallout, gnarl, diameter, drop effect, angle. So we can apply to all or to the specific. However, if you select single ones, you can also modify materials by preloading, or if you double click, you can open material editor and modify material inside. This is one way how you can create a new species by selecting one that you like it, apply maybe modifying, readjusting values you needed for trunks or other properties, apply different materials and save it. Mostly if you look on the trees, you can categorize them to specific species kind of. You know, the pine trees will look similar to some other pine trees. Some apple tree and a maple tree, they maybe look kind of similarity to this. Next, you can also modify the leaves, and currently right here you can see we have more than one subset of the leaves. So let me close this one, and I want to go back to a little bit more simple presentation. So we have just only two types. Okay, let's look again. We have it, we can increase length or decrease. We can increase fallout, gnarl, and I really like to use it gnarl when you're creating maybe kind of some fantasy scared forest, so you can increase all this twisting by increasing gnarl as well. Let's take increase diameter, we can increase drop down, and also the angle of the branches. Okay, let's look on our leaves, and you notice right here we have a different type of leaves. You can modify by clicking enable and work with the leaves as well. If you click on the new leaf, you open a leaf editor, which is very similar to alpha map, where you can upload the color map for the leaves, alpha picture if it's not embedded, or PNG. As well, you can set hookup point right here. It's where the point will hook up those leaves to the middle. So example, let's look closer, and you notice right here we have a branch, and we have it right, this point is where leaves kind of connecting. So this point right here. The one thing about this alpha plane that using as a leaves, the specific, it's not a straight plane. It is apply properties of the kind of shape and bend. Also, it will apply properties of the wind, and specify for the wind. You can depend on the flexibility. It will apply it as well. So you can notice right here these leaves. We can apply different flexibility, which is change shape, the curl, randomization between each of them, and also we can increase width and length of each leaf. So for example, let's go increase width. As well, we can increase length. Okay, so let's reset back. One last thing about leaves, that how say you can create your own species, and in some cases we're using this to create a particle effect. And if you go check our particle effect tutorials where I can reuse these leaves as example, let me go change it. So I can select just this material. I can preload it leaves like right here, and it will be applied to our material, to the leaves change structure itself, so we can reuse it. More about this and how using particles as leaves, I recommend you to check tutorials about creating falling leaves from the tree when we're creating and applying a different type of for the maple leaves, different type of the leaves as well. Okay, now on the leaves right here on the bottom, you notice we have an overall color which applied to the color of the leaves through all subsets or subset you're selecting. This option will change when we click OK and apply it, so you can see the different of the leaves. This is faster way to kind of control if you want to create a fall leaf or maybe spring. Is easiest way to do. And we notice we have options on top to save plans. Let's click on a wind respond. This will open specific window where we can enable how much of the tree will respond to the wind. By default it's 1, it's normal respond. If you want to make the tree a little bit more stronger, for example trunk, you can decreasing, for example in half. And if I want my leaves respond actually even more, I can increase more. Just be careful when you start these values. If you create too high, your plant will be on any small wind just kind of start out very unnatural. You can play by experience. Overall, if you say stay around +5, -5, you'll be creating more realistic look on this. Also, when you save as a species, if you like plant you created, you can save as a species and use layer in your ecosystem, populate it. With View, take your presets, take template you created, and based on this template, create different variations of this species that you created and save it. Limitation with this, when you create your species, that you cannot add branches. For example, if I want to add branches going like a root, I cannot do this. I needed to find some species that already pre-created in Vue, have a general template, and work and modify based on that.